You on a date because you went with Netland, a team that I'm starting to lean towards as well. So good predictions all around, good words of wisdom, and more insight as Fury starting on the T side. Maybe that will help him out. I like that little point, as the first pick's gonna go Fury's way, but they're immediately gonna get traded back and forth flakes. As Felix has to tuck tail and run out of there towards mid. He's gonna rotate towards B. But Fury, look at this damage done, and we think Googie, even with this lurk, catches a player trying to rotate.
Yeah, now suddenly kind of causing Fury to not want to be committal in their attempt to hit towards this B site, and that's going to delay them more and more, which actually works out quite nicely for the Netland side, as the push is going to come in. Lagger is going to be hearing all of these steps, and he is going to be laughing right now as he just jogs away nice and comfortably. No risk of dying in the immediate future. T side, they're going to run out towards A, and the thing is, Netland, they're okay with a retake scenario, bear in mind. They've got to get on towards Moyes. Question is, can they land their shots? Lagger going to be coming in from Apps, is going to be pinned down by Bustum, who opts to throw a smoke out, is going to somewhat help in the charge. Ooh, burst fire though, Bustum, not quite what you're looking for there. A few taps with the Glock would have been able to surely find a frag, but instead, you went for that burst, and that is going to be somewhat risky. Allows a potential second phase to come on in. Lagger gets the frag off the back of that. Googie will find the trade, but not long before Felix can take down just another equalizing things for the 2-for-1 scenario. The Glock now raining down fire from Googie, going to run on quick and fast, but the defuse is already being stuck. Moyes is going to find it. The knife isn't going to be found as Moyes gets the frag on top of that, being the cherry in the round. The Netland, they get themselves the pistol.
A hectic brawl is basically what the analyst desk summarized what this match is going to be like, and I couldn't agree more after seeing that pistol round.
My voice agrees too after that round.
Yeah, you fight towards top banana, you trade out evenly, just for it to come that close towards the A site. And nades aren't even going to pick up a kill. So still with no armor, going to drop to the double nade. That Moyes and Broken decided to toss down Banana. Netland pick up the round, and they pick up 5 UMPs respectively in response. As Fury already a man down, they're going to try to fight for top Banana control, but it's going to be hard against these SMGs who are so good at close quarter. And just peeking that corner, you may just fall to the armor pen of UMP. Even though there's no armor, the damage scale is still pretty good. You can see how quick one headshot would do it. Broken. Just gonna fall back as I put a little flair in my words. I'm thinking Timmy's and Arby's.
Oh, very nice coming shot from Googie there. Slips out with the deagle, gets himself a headshot onto Osbundas for 0 real cost. Bring it back to a 4-for-4, of course. This T side still looking to really eke it out up towards Banana, tip out on towards this B side, but no matter how much you try and tip your toes, try and walk around the house, certainly someone always hears you out. There's always a creaky floorboard somewhere. You just forgot its location. Now it is going to be just those slow steps coming back to Haunt Fury. Rotate, been spotted. Netland getting their players in position to be able to deal with this incoming push. Broken. Them alive with this UMP. Find himself too. A few more to be stolen away by Felix as well, but at the end of the day, it's UMP kills. They don't care who it goes to as long as they are found. Money's been made, slid in the bank. Netland 2-0. These first opening rounds, the perfect start. Fury unable to stop them. The early buy of the AK-47s is going to be the greeting party though in this third, and that's now what we look towards. Can these AKs play a little bit smarter, even with the lack of utility, which on a map like Inferno I would find is especially punishing.
2 smoke, 1 single flash, and 1 molly to work with. They have to be very careful where they use their utility, and especially it's going to become more critical due to Broken pushing down Cubby, right? Moyes is able to just bait for him. It never really costs the molly to clear out that position, but do they want to use the molly in this situation? It's crazy how much map control Netland gain. And they're unaware of how strong those positions really are currently. If Lagger will go down to 50, he's going to fall in pit. So the 4 UMPs single up on Felix. It's an interesting buy. It's going to net themselves map control, but no frag yet. As a minute 2 is going to click onto the clock, and Fury going to slowly work their way towards A. The bomb is though pushed all the way back T stairs though. So Fury are committed. They don't want to commit fully.
Patience yet again, going to be kicked in as Save is going to find himself one. Before the trades come in very, very fast though. Time starting to be a more important thing here. It's 35 seconds left on the clock. Bondas has to be careful. Gets himself a nice little double kill though as he plays around the box, but unfortunately for him, the rotate has already come in from Bondas. That prompts him to go and plant that bomb over on towards that B site. Plays with his rifle, double checks that he's not going to be pushed quickly from CT. Bustum is going to get the plant, of course, and Bondas, now you're going to move yourself over, my friend. Now you've got to make it happen. We juggle up the names. We wait. Bomb, still ticking. What is Bondas's play here? Does he come in from graveyard? Or does he try and just walk flat in from CT?
Interesting to note, Bondas picked up a molly that the T's didn't use, and it's going to win him the round. That is actually mind-boggling to me. He picks up a molly, the only molly Fury had into that round. Gets used by Bondas. He gets a double on the A site, where he just peeks a corner that should have been cleared. He gets both of them. And you have to think, if Fury used that molly in that round effectively, not only does it not be in that clutch situation to win him the round, but it also may have won the Fury the round in return. So that single molly won Bondas the clutch.
That's a painful win condition. That's what it is.
That's a kappa, dude.
That's one way to put it.
Legitimate.
Molotov, again, going to be the keyword here as well, as it will stop any sort of quick and aggressive banana push. Swear to God, every time I look, I say his name, I get it wrong in my head, and then I try and pronounce it out the right way. Because the topic that I was going to try and bring in there is going to be a big part of this round, I feel, because the Tech-9s, they can tie away a lot of those close angles, but if Savvy can make use of that Deagle to just kind of get that aggressive pick, or just hold an angle and wait for the push, there's a lot you can do with it. The Tech-9s, they pride themselves on the mobility, but the Deagle has its own uses too.
Felix holding this tight angle, bust him. Great shoulder peek to bait out the shot, and he gets actually spotted. Smoke gonna keep him at bay. Berkey also trying to come out towards Boiler, but little does he know Bondas is playing underneath Torch, so it's a lot of him to ask if he can get out of Boiler and deal with Bondas. They have one player without armor, that's Savvy. And two players gonna work towards B. The bomb, though, meanwhile, is gonna be towards mid. Very scattered across the map. And both B players are going to die. Berkey's going to be able to find one with the help of Bustum to find the second. And he's able to get to site. He has the bomb. He's going to try to stick this. He needs some support. And the player, Apps and the player lane are going to go ahead and take the peek. And they're going to be able to try to hold on. It's 3v3. Okay. I mean, Bustum just executes him. So it leaves it in a 1v1 here, Flakes. Moyes, what can he do?
Very, very tough for him to try and work his way out of this one, of course. He's in a spot where he's got perhaps more time than you expect to play with, but he's getting bounced around by Savvy, who does tap his teammate, but even then, they can still mop up the pick, and that's going to be the problem, though. Look at the money that Netland have to play with, too. Very, very little amounts. Both of these teams really on edge when it comes down to what they've been able to save. Fury have a little bit more to play with than you usually think too, considering they don't have to rebuy the likes of an AWP in much, but at the end of the day, they're still happy days.
It's interesting to me that Netland win 3 rounds in a row, and they have to save here. I mean, they keep one player alive after winning pistol, 4 after they pick up the UMP buys, and then they win round 3, only losing 1 member, but Fury immediately forced them into an eco situation. 1400 wasn't enough for them to get a buy here in round 5. Fury have a good chance to put up number 2 on their T side. And it looks like Netland are just going to be playing kind of very passive across the map. This time they've gone for apps control with these pistols due to how nice they are being up close and personal. But outside of that, it's pretty just basic for Netland. They're getting an early rotation to B. They're actually going to send 2 players over. So these pistols without armor, don't count them out. There's still a chance for them to deal significant amounts of damage to Fury, who are also contemplating a B site hit, as long as they don't get any presence towards the B site. And there hasn't been a peep made by Netland yet.
Savvy with the AWP gets himself that first entry. Berkey now has to just be nice and patient here with his rifle. He's going to just walk step by step forward into the light. Smoking towards CT. Now, one thing to note is Bondus' position here. Like, no team ever checked that right now. It's so new and failing to check it as Savvy gets one hell of a bang there. Berkey with the rifle gets himself another frag here and there too, leaving Bondas with a pistol to just chime in with a singular pick, but it's not quite enough. Lager, the last man with a USP, very, very slow on the rotate here, already pretty much out of the round. Fury, they will get themselves a second.
I hope that shot from Savvy got caught on stream. I know I sounded like a tea kettle.
I mean, you gotta
Like,
describe it to the stream. Give us a description, because
if
I
you
didn't get
didn't
to see
see
it.
it, I have never seen this wallbang successfully completed without spotting it out first. Savvy just comes around the corner, and you know, coffins. He was sitting back coffins, not even standing on the second coffin. Like, he was back by the corner, and he wallbanged him headshot through the coffin. It was pretty sick, and I know I sounded like a kettle letting you know your hot water's ready. But everyone needs a kettle in their life. So.
I'm all about the coffee, what can I say?
Yeah. I'm just happy I got a pop filter, that way it didn't sound like completely kettle. But I was like LARPing instead of
didn't
role
go full
playing,
kettle?
you know? Yeah.
What a saying. We have to keep that in mind for future. Never go full kettle.
It's a good thing to note down.
3 for 2. Frag Grenade's gonna meet up and combine a banana. Both teams going for the same play. Get that damage down nice and early on. Bustum, the only real man to have any impact with that, though, is he gets knocked down to just 54 HP. Not all that great considering what you start out on, of course. Bustum trying to play with that mobility as well of his UMP to see if he can find a pick in CT, as then he decides to drop down the smoke. Flash as well will follow up, and I think this is a very aggressive lurk play, but at the same time, he is kind of fulfilling the role of baiting utility out from these CTs. They have to choose a smoke and 2 flashes and reflex it up.
This is a weird buy from Netland. That's 2-round loss. They saved to 2,000 after they lost round 4. Not as strong as I thought the buy was going to be, considering they had like 2,000 average plus around the board. So $1,900 only net them 4 UMPs and 1 FAMAS. They went very utility heavy around it, which is good, and they also got kits. So that's a good sign for Netland, as they're just going to rotate a player off of B to A early. I wonder what actually prompted this, considering there's no pressure from Fury towards mid. And Felix, I think, just spotted mid as well and didn't see anything, so Broken's going to rotate back, but I'm curious what prompts these rotations.
Bustum charge forward yet again with that UMP. Never bowing out to the idea of just being mobile. The man refusing to give up. And Savvy gonna find just another on towards Felix. Leaving Laggett, Bondas, and Broken to get mopped up from behind. Perfect flank play coming in from Berkey. He's got a triple kill, has presented him on a silver platter. The man isn't going to be complaining as he laps it all up, makes himself some sweet dollar. Netland and Fury, they tie it up 3 for 3. This match only just getting started.
Sorry, man. I'm just living the casting life. I have to, I was looking at stuff. You know how we do, right?
Wait, at the stats.
Oh, someone just pieced out, so that's unfortunate.
Like, see ya, we're out, we're done.
That new $300 extra award is interesting. Didn't they add that just to spark conversation? Not even relevant to what just happened, but it's kind of relevant, but not. When you kill yourself, whether it be with a nade or molly in game, when did they add that the last player to do damage gets compensated? That was added what, 6 months ago?
Yeah, I think that was so.
Yeah,
you're
it was
testing
recent,
my
right?
memory here, but which is like my one weakest point as a person. But off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure it wasn't in the original patch of like you get $300. It was a follow-up patch after a lot of outcry because the money just got given like randomly to anybody. So now it goes to, like the last person to do damage, right?
Which I think carries out throughout the round. So if the player goes like 4 rounds without taking damage, goes to the last person to kill them or deal damage. Which I think
if you team killed someone like 4 rounds ago. All the stars line up.
Tactical team killing just to get money.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm assuming we get a restart here. I think it has to be called by the players though. So
yeah, so they're good. They're just running with it. I mean, the bomb's gonna get planted by Savvy, so I think they're just gonna run with this. No reason not to.
Yeah, but the question is, did they call it in chat or not? Right, that's what I want to know. Because even if they called it, and even if they win the round, if they
would have stopped moving. Yeah.
Depends, right? Like, if they win the round here, they're gonna be happy no matter what. But
we're grasping at straws.
Yeah. This could be
trying to make a hat out of it, which actually isn't. Straw hats are pretty cool.
I've not seen a straw hat in a long time, dude.
Bro, I can drive 10 minutes down the road and be in the country. So, I mean...
I can walk out my door and be in the country, but I think the difference in countries here is quite significant.
I'm talking like farmer, leatherback. I'm
Oh,
talking assless
yeah,
chaps.
we can
Yeah.
like we can get farmers here, but we're not about that leatherback
No.
paddle.
So Fury still pick up the round, and the UMP player gets back to pick up the AK. They have so much money, they're not worried about anything right now. Like, they're $14,000 for saving. He can't even have enough. It's gonna drop a teammate, still have above 10k. Netland will get an op and rifle, so we're running with it. I like it. I like
Fury
it.
just is so casual though, like the way they deal with that. Like we're there thinking, all right, you know, it's gonna be a round restart, done deal. Let's have a chat about straw hats. But if anything, Fury, they were taking a straw poll on, should we just go with this, guys? We can win this. And they just went for it, and they won. They came out on top.
Sick. So Savvy is going to be towards mid, holding towards top mid. Netland, number 3 on your map, is the op for them, and he's going to be playing towards A apps, looking towards alt currently. So Berkey, good nade in. It's broken down to 52, excuse me. As he's kind of been this aggressive lurker, as you mentioned, Flake. He's doing a great job. He'll finally get dealt with, but Googie's pushed up here. Headshot angles there, gets Lagger. The op has potential to fall down. Bondus has to be careful about where he steps. So he will fall to sight, but Fury at least find a frag on the opposite side of the map to bring it into a 4v4.
Broken. Drop down a Molotov in towards mid, and Smoke playing almost just behind that. Bust him, get himself up on towards Banana. That's going to mean very simple execute from Fury on towards a B site. Expectedly coming, I think, at this point. Nice little molly, though, from Moyes. Could halt it in his tracks, but timing is going to be key, and feels a little too late to have an impact, and also in the wrong spot, because they'll just jump up through it. I don't really see the value in that at all. And the T-site get themselves intertwined with all these angles. The plant, it's going to come in. Netland have a tough job at retaking this. Gonna have a crack at it, of course, but losing the AWP, that starts to harm them more and more as Bustum and Co. What they got to do now is just hold these angles, position themselves appropriately around these bricks, and there isn't too much this CT side can do, considering that backstab is covered by Stole. He's ready literally just to slide in and take them down at his team's wish.
Oh, Bustum backsliding in. Two players looking at his angle. He's able to isolate them one at a time, as he's able to just use that peak to his full advantage. This last player, Broken, will get cleaned up. Fury, very all over the place for both teams, though. I mean, the death's called. It's going to be very skirmish, very hectic, very aggressive. But I feel like both teams have settled into kind of like a comfort zone default. But it's still very, very skirmish, very, very back and forth kind of engagements across the map when it comes to executions. Fury's just getting that just a slight lead due to the economy side of things that are just heavily in their favor right now.
Googie, very, very patient with how he plays second mid and apps right now, just so far back. Taking the game out of the hands of Netland in terms of the aggression they could try and employ, if you think about it, because even if they do push it, they're expecting, you know, a head just to pop out of nowhere, that they can smash them down, but sure, you may well have the wooden hammer, but you have no pop-up head. It's going to be at distance. It's going to be a struggling fight for you, because it's always going to be at range. Case in point is Googie right now on Felix. He's a little closer to apps, which does mean that if Lagger does decide to eventually push, it could begin to lead to that statement. But again, he backs away. He creates the distance this time around, and Fury have themselves a very favouring round from gunplay just positioning alone.
Broken going to be playing top oranges. Not ready for it, and he's going to fall to the 5-7, 20 HP remaining on the Broken. As Fury have different ideas. They're going to try to get up to A. They don't clear balcony, but it doesn't matter with Googie. He's just going to wide swing on that and take his head clean off. We're going to be looking at a 6-3 possibly, unless Bondus and Moyes can do something about it. I imagine Broken's just going to save. He hasn't left B, and that's going to be the case. So Fury should get 6. Moyes is going to play for an exit, try to find a rifle. Maybe hunt down the lone AK that was dropped, but Fury, the T-side's looking good. Their economy's looking up. It's a sunny day. You can wear shorts or nothing, and they're happy about that.
Rocking it. Gonna keep on rocking it. As they jam away another round for them to toy with. And what's your thoughts on Inferno? because I always ask this. I asked this to Jay yesterday, and one of the reasons I've been bringing this up a fair bit recently in these Inferno games is just that I don't think I've watched a single Inferno match, aside from the two Tier 1 Inferno matches I've seen. If we talk to just the kind of the Tier 3s, the Tier 4 games, every time I've seen one, it's been T-sided, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think that leans heavily towards how much easier the map is in sense of gaining control, right? Banana's a bit easier to take. It's wider. The one thing you just have to be cautious about is the nades that can get thrown from the CT side. But the map is just as similar as it is to the old one. It also allows for more of a loose play style. The wall towards top banana allows Savvy to do exactly what he's doing, and it makes it viable. It makes just keeping constant pressure towards B a viable concept. The apps are more spammable, and it's a bit more of a loose playstyle for T-sides that allows them to pick up a couple more rounds. Higher levels, I think it is still CT-sided, although we're going to need more data to really come up with a firm grasp of the map, I think.
Yeah, I think I can get behind that opinion. I think higher levels is always going to be separated, though, at times. Maps always different depending on who's playing them at the end of the day. Same thing applies to weaponry and the like. As for now, back to the present situation. It is going to be the wonderful old guys from Fury planting themselves a bomb down on B. And they're just going to set an anchor right there and then and just pretty much hold sight. This ship heading to no new destination. Netland, they're going to have to do a bit of the same as well, to be honest. They want to save that AWP, bring that M4 into the next round. They can't afford to lose them, as things are getting rough for them. Fury going to be up to 7, which is pretty good on that T side, it has to be said. No matter what happens, it's still 7 rounds for them to play with.
Bust him. He spots the head of Buddhist somehow. He spots that of Bondus. I know, but it lands a shot. Bustum's gonna try to rush forward. Felix shouldn't repeat the situation. I think he's just gonna sit there as the op gets saves from Bondus. So they're able to save an op and an M4. They have enough loss bonus to get a strong buy on the board, but Fury, I mean, they're building cash. Stole's on max cash. Really was until he bought up $800 worth of utility, which isn't even that much. So Fury are looking really good on the T side. It's going to take a 2-3 rounds strung together from Netland to really break the economy of Fury. And that's a tall ask right now, considering how well Fury are playing the T side.
Lager just going to be clearing off apps here and there. Fury just going to set themselves up for one hell of an A push with a lot of priority on that apartment block being taken control of. Which I like, considering Lager has given it up already. He's already backed away from it, realizing his mistake, has decided, hold on a second, I need to think about this. Do I get back up on these bales and leave myself up in through? Or do I just play from sight? No matter what he does, he needs to make sure that it is an angle that is going to be kept in check. As Fury, as we've already noted, are going to try and play off that. The smoke down towards Banana as well will help Bondas in his journey to making sure that his shots are more than likely to land instead of miss, because that angle would have been much harder to fight without that smoke. Meanwhile, Googie going to push him through short. Savvy going to get himself on his own. Well, Felix will find the trade, but Berkey, oh, he accelerates things, of course he does. Does die in the flames, but still secures that 3 for 2, allowing Savvy with that AWP to pretty much bulk down on this A site and make a decision of, okay, Stole, go B or A. Either way, the site is yours.
Netland are sticking with their gut. They're going to keep both players towards this side of the map. I mean, I think this is, okay, we've conceded A, let's just save the op. Bondus is sitting behind sandbags and Chapel, but the surprise factor alone might make Fury pull in, but no, they send one player up balcony. Savvy's going to clear it by himself with an op. I mean, if Fury went towards B, not only Netland may have been able to stop that, but they may have been able to come out on top of it. But it looks like it isn't going to work out. Fury sent one player poking, prodding into A, clears it out, finds out it's empty, and it's going to be 8-3 as Netland try to save for round number 12.
Tick tick goes the bomb, and still no member of Netland to rear their head. Just as you depict, it is going to be Fury getting more and more done in this game. Now, the question that has to be asked is 10-5 good enough? Because I feel like 10-5 is probably the next best option right now for Netland.
Are you asking?
I'm thinking about it. I'm just kind of reflecting on stats the previous performances of Netland as well. Kind of looking back in the past of what these guys have played. And you know what? I am going to go with my gut here as well. I'm going to back up the Netland side and kind of follow them with them. I think if they can get 5 rounds, I think it is doable. But I feel like definitely 3 or 4, it's a little too low for my liking. I think 5 is kind of the sweet spot for them right now. 6 would be absolutely huge, but I'm not gonna hedge my bets. I think Fury being able to kind of get a fair few is still very much on the cards.
Well, that smoke just bounced. That cost Berkey a little more HP than what he was expecting. He was 15 is
but happened a fair
somehow
bit.
broken. Yeah. Crazy round towards Banana. I mean, and Broken's still gonna push, so that's bomb and 2 players dead and upgraded to a weapon. Fury have a 2-man deficit as they have to fight back for bomb control as the smoke starts to clear. But Savage, he's the hero that Fury really need. He just picks up the bomb and sits stairs. No fear in this man's heart.
Savvy has an opportunity to create impact over towards Banana if he peaks at the right time, but being a little too patient here doesn't really allow him to do too much right now with 45 seconds on the clock. Fury have to begin to get going as they haven't really gained any ground at all. The only peak they're going to take is one coming in over towards Long, which Bondas, he's got in check. He's got it covered. And he gets himself that frag, leaning us over on towards this Fury side, who right now have done a little less than I expected. They stand at a huge disadvantage. Trying to push up through Banana, seeing if they can take any more forced fights. But they're out of time. Surely they have no time left. As with 20 on the clock, they're pretty much relying on Savvy to clear out boost and close before these players can find themselves these picks. Spots on boost, doesn't take that close. Quiet enough.
Ooh. Well, I'm so. Are you okay, Flakes? Did you die on me?
I feel like it's that same thing that's taking hold, you know. I'm having the same thing. You kind of fade away into the distance.
Oh, am I fading?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all good for fadeaways on the basketball court, but when it comes to microphone and talking to your best friends in England who you secretly hate because they drink a lot of tea and their CS
it's all about
sucks.
The coffee, dude.
I mean, you know.
I get judged all the time. Like, the guys in the studio, they would tell me, like, why do you always take coffee breaks? Like, in between every break, I'm like, I'll be right back, guys, and just make it a coffee. And I get judged for it all the time. But I tell you what, guys, coffee, it's where it's at.
You know what? I dislike you so much, I'm gonna leave. Later, dude.
Alright, man. See ya. I'm out. Tell you what, guys, I'm gonna do this all alone now. Seaside, he's decided he's too good for this life anymore. He's all about not drinking tea, playing against our wonderful British drinks. So we're gonna do this solo. As it is 8-4. Some pistols. Gonna try and have a bit of a tap, supported, of course, by these wonderful little rifles. Berkey, 9 HP. Tried to play around with a bit of a tap of the pistol there, but thankfully we are back to these rifles. Bondas AWP playing nice and carefully, but then a frag grenade lands at his feet, and that's a lot of damage to be done there. Back towards Boiler. Waits patiently for the peek on towards Googie, actually. It's really nicely done. Let's bust him. Damage here and there. Nice and carefully. With 30 seconds left on the clock, Bondas has to be very careful. It's gonna teammates of course. Still 2 versus 2. Shot comes out, maybe he could do a whole lot here. For Fury, they will take it. 8-4. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. It's all just a joke. We haven't just left each other. We're just subtly trying to change over what we're using. But that means trying to connect to different team speaks while talking. It's a tough task. I can't hear Seaside right now, and he can't hear me. What's going on? What I try to do, guys? I'm gonna try not to miss too much. Well, Nuts does get himself the headshot onto Googie. Felix supporting with a nice little second as well. The rifle able to do the work. Stunting the growth of Fury as they sit on 9. I expected them to get to 9 in all fairness, but this is where Netland kind of have to pull through with another. As they do take down Stoll, and that really puts Fury in such a tough spot right now. The Tech 9 though, drive-by from Savy. Gives it the double kill. I mean, is this going to be a 2 versus 3? Moyes with the Molotov. Does burn away at 1, leaving it all towards Bustum. Surely this is not possible. If he plays in towards CT, there's a chance he can sit in the smoke. But that's one hell of a risk to be played as Lager actually looking like he wants to be patient on this one, decides to get himself in towards construction. Bustum looking patiently towards Banana as well. Spinning back around though, very undecided. Gets himself the first frag, goes for the second, but Felix through the smoke will take him down. And Lager straight on the defuse.
Hello, everybody. I'm back. This time we kicked Flakes out, and I came back in. So, I mean, that's just sometimes how it happens. We're making a transition. We're changing things up. And it's 9 to 5. As Netland, we're on round 15 of the good old first half. Flakes is getting coffee or something, you know, the normal stuff. Secretly, he's actually just moving over, transitioning over, as it is 9 to 5. As Fury are looking really good on the T side. Netland, their last buy, is going to conclude. It's going to include an op and some rifles. They have utility across the board, but start the push towards number B. As there's one player CT, one player site. Good smoke, going to keep Bustum at bay, and he's going to have to fall back. As Felix is going to play arc side, he's playing the corner. Good damage dealt, as he is just going to fall back. Bustum, in the meantime, get a hold for any B pushes. I mean, there's nothing really crazy coming up from Fury right now, but they are going to get caught. So they turn their backs towards mid and already just get shut down from the player on the side. As he's able to just fall back safely and get himself in towards Library. As Savy try to apply some pressure towards B. Unfortunately, Flakes has joined me again.
Hey,
damn
buddy.
it. You couldn't leave me alone, dude.
Honestly, finding this channel was a real struggle.
Wasn't it? There's like a trillion channels in here. I had a fun time, too.
Yeah, man, I couldn't find you as well. I was just like, oh, he's gone. Right, we're moving TeamSpeak, I guess. What a fun way to go about that one, I'll tell you that. But Bondas, not to miss the action, of course, folks, gets himself a double kill. And we are back now. Shenanigans are laid to rest. We try to fix an issue on the fly. We've learned our lesson. Let's not do that again. That was shenanigans. But Bondas, he is living the high life right now with a perfectly executed triple kill. This half is going to end 9 to 6, something I didn't quite expect. I was expecting the 10 to 5. That was the prediction that was made, but the prediction that is going to be proved to be false. As Netland, they did get their 6th. That's going to be key for them and a big part of helping them in their second half journey.
Keep going, Flake. It's been a while since I heard your voice. I need to rest it, you know? I do these breathing techniques because I'm overweight, so I need a moment, you know?
In the moment, just to like breathe for a second, get a bit more air in those lungs, you know?
Yeah, it's hard being chunky.
I tell you, don't worry, man. I feel you. I'm a chunky man myself. But you know what? You know, being a chunky monkey is where it's at, folks. That's what they say. I'm going to stand by that saying. What the kids used to say in school. My life was tough. Okay, it was tough. Jokes aside, though, pistols yet again. Gonna try and force himself out here and there. Bondas actually making it work with a nice little headshot. Berkey Stoll, though, actually gets himself a nice little double kill that he sneaks in. As Googie then chalks up the final frag required. Takes down Felix. And the 10-6 is well and truly secured.
Secured indeed. So 10-6. Fury looking good. Transitioning from the T side to the CT side. They pick up the pistol round. So it's good to see some teams stepping it up on the CT side when needed. Netland, well, they're going to go for the typical force. You know, the upgraded pistols, the armor. Interestingly enough, no utility. I would have liked to have seen another player other than Felix. Felix is saving for the op. I would have liked someone else buy P250. And perhaps just buy utility. Fury will have the SMGs and all that fun stuff. But there's a smoke mid. Savy is going to be able to hold it with Berkey under porch. But Fury are looking good to pick this one up. Unless these pistols with armor can wreak havoc, which, you know, they always have that possibility.
It's kind of like a rickroll, right? You know, you don't see it until you see it, and then once you see it, it's never going to give you up.
I hate you.
I tried real hard with that, not gonna lie. It probably came across terribly. The delivery was probably pretty weak, but I tried, and that's what counts.
Yeah, well, you never let me down, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'll never leave you. It's all good. I'm always here. Felix, push up nice and close with his deagle. Wants to go for that shot if he can find it. Savy gonna leave himself tucked away, ready to enter his grave. Felix looking for a little more now. Slamming away yet again. Unable to find that one as Boogie is going to take him down. Gets to a second as well. Goes for the third. Berkey going to pluck that one away from him. But they do get a bomb plant out of it, which is actually a fair bit rewarding for that Netland side. As then they will be shut out, but still a bomb plant is just that, a bomb plant. And that's going to be pretty helpful for their growing economy.
Welp. Just as the cookie crumbles, Fury pick up 11, only losing one member. And, interestingly enough, there's a dude sitting on the kit, letting his teammates know what the kit was by shooting it. As we're going to be seeing an 11-6 scoreline. Netland going to go again for another half buy to about 2,000. Due to 3-round loss being 2,400, they can afford to do so. Fury on the CT side about to pick up 12. So, I mean, it's odd. Very odd. And it's odd in the sense of Fury. I don't know how it's odd, actually. I'm just saying that to fill an empty void while my boy Flake's figure something out. I'm very lonely. I'm a very needy person, you know? Like, I like...
You're always just kind of, like, tugging at me. You're like, you need me to be there. Hold your hand, man.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you. I'm very needy.
It's alright, man. Wait until we're in Serbia. Who knows what will happen.
Only the best stuff happens in Serbia.
What happens in Serbia stays in Serbia, though. Okay, that's the agreement. That's what we talked about. Trusted you.
I mean, at least Netland will trade 1 for 1 here. They don't have armor. They have upgraded pistols. And it looks like Stoll is going to continue to challenge this. Felix going to lose his head. Stoll, well, now knows that Liger's right around the corner, and it's easy for him to clean up all 3 members. Fury get to 12. Now Netland will finally get a strong T-side buy-in. They did get a bomb planted, so this buy is going to be pretty strong. Includes an op and utility, a fair bit of it as well, behind it. We'll see if Netland can start to find themselves on the T side. And it kind of has to start now, right? I mean, they lose this. Fury gets to 13. They'll have 4-round loss. But is that even going to be enough to make it comfortable for them?
For sure. 12-6, of course, is a pretty nice spot, really, if you are in that leading position. 3 in a row as well. It's always going to be a positive statement. Well, Netland, as they say, are going to also try and chime back in with just another. I'm loving this flower pot spot right now from Berkey. It's been a real while since we've seen that. That is vintage Inferno, to be honest. Real nice to see it. Going for the up shot for this one. So close, so precise. Felix unable to find it, but good crack for trying. Gotta be cautious about mid here, making sure that Fury have no option to peek mid at all, which is real actually nice for this T side as well, bear in mind, considering you can see how much Netland are kind of biased towards the T side, which sure somewhat plays into these peaks being taken. As Berkey, an easy frag from that angle. There's just no way that Bondas expects that, because no one's playing that all that much now. It's been a long time since we've seen that in Inferno.
But it looks like Fury looked more like the comfortable team on it, especially on the CT side. I mean, Fury looked good on the T side. Netland couldn't really get much going. Their economy was always in shambles. Fury built up this massive bank that at one point they hit max cash. And now it's kind of going downhill again for them, where Fury on the CT side, the rotations seem better. When they get a man down, they know where to put themselves. They're not playing too risque. Like my dress choices today are risque, like a crop top and short shorts. But Fury are being very modest with a nice sundress. That's a fair comparison.
Lager just going to be making sure the site is completely clear. Molly evident to that. Nice little double kill from Stolder with the Fowers, literally reaching around as quick as he can. Lager gets himself another, in fact, as the jump around the corner does come in. Felix with the AWP, finding himself the pinnacle frag on towards Berkey. But the most distasteful thing of all happens. Netland, a round they should have won. They lose out of time.
That's happened like 3 to 4 times so far. like, in this series. Like, that's the first time it's happened here, but I think it happened twice on Mirage and twice on Overpass, unless I'm mistaken. But it's happened a fair bit. Both teams neglecting time, and mostly Netland. It's happened once to Fury. But Netland have been doing these late kind of executions, and that's a perfect example of it, right? They trade 1-for-1 early, then they get side control. They're in the driving seat, but they're not leaving themselves enough time. As Savvy, perfect timing, may get fine, full blind, but he cleans up Felix, shooting a couple more pots, just had insult to injury. That's 13-6. Fury got the opening pick, leaves Netland with an AK, 2 UMPs at an op of their own. And they're going to start to pressure towards Banana. And the bomb's dropped back in stairs, so this signifies that they're not going to fully commit. They're just going to try to find a pick.
Slowly but surely pressuring Banana yet again, sending their entire forces all up through one choke point. Spot that could be wrecked by a crossfire. Something Fury will try and put in play. Savvy holding the fateful angle with an AWP as well, one that could be so rewarding if you land that first shot. And so he does, loving the jump as well there, not sure what it was, but you know what? FaZe, they're hiring I hear. Join their trick-shotting plan today, as he goes for the jumping UMP shot as well. Broken trying to one-up him, they're not quite an ult, but UMP will do. Stole, gonna respond though, still with another little trade. And that does put Netland in a very odd spot. 4 for 2. That's some pretty tough odds to stomach if you're on the Netland side of things. It means they've got to find value out of each and every peak they take. With no utility, it all comes down to aim. Meanwhile, Molotov's flashes, plenty for Fury to play with. Moise does get the first, the second to come in. Lager actually getting the spray down there, getting himself a double kill. There's the value. Suddenly nullifying everything that Googie can do. Left in Banana, running away for the distance. Netland, they turn that round on its head. Unbelievable how they get away with it.
I just sang the whole Rick Rowland song. The whole thing. Beginning to end. Yeah, and it was really good. I actually have tears in my eyes. It was I felt...
You should move on. Like, there's some other good songs done by Rick Astley, of course. You know, can quote Together Forever. Good one.
Oh,
I think This
it
Old
feels
House
so
is another
good to just get these feelings off my chest.
A good way to go about it. I see what you did there.
Thank you. 13-7. The op out on Savvy with a mag 7. A little bit of foonage from Stolas. He's going to just B-hop off of Pustin's head and push forward himself to take the opening peak. So it's been a while. Netland will have rifles across the board while Fury sent down to a mag 7 UMP, but they still have a valuable weapon that is the op. And that's going to be one rifle down as Bustum wants to try to push forward and grab the M4. Instead, takes a daring peek. That is a peek. That's a man's peek. That's a man peek. I'm going to call it. That's a man's peek. That nuts.
Gonna barrage their way in towards the side as well, leaving no rule. You've gone for a boost. 2 of you have gone for a boost. Savvy, he's gonna pick you apart when you do that. Don't let him do that. That's not good at all. As we rock down to basic elementary in terms of the phrasing we use, but for very simple reasoning, Netland just shouldn't give them any opportunity to strike back in that round at all. Instead, this is where Netland should be able to start to build up these rounds that a team built off the idea of making comebacks happen.
Comebacks are a possibility. Netland, you're right, they're kind of known for that, at least in this series. I'm unsure of their other games, but they're certainly known in this series of the dudes that you never really want to count out, especially if you're a Fury member. But the Mag 7's going to start to count him out. That's 2, and he's even peeking for the 3rd. I think he's just going to take the spoils of war, aka the AK, and fall back in towards T-spawn and hold on to it. So Fury unable to clinch 14. Netland will get themselves 8, as Fury's economy is still in a rocky situation. It's the same story as when we go back in time to the first half, where the CTs are unable to find their footing. That'd be Netland. They can't find their economy. They can't find getting themselves comfortable. Fury are kind of in the same hole that Netland were.
Slow and steady starter. Yet again, another round for Fury that they need to try and lock up in the bag. I think the more they give over on towards Netland, the more they allow that comeback mechanic to really kind of build up. It's like a quest. You consistently start to stack it up, and the more you achieve, the closer you are to accomplishing something. And I think for Netland, once they get 3 or even 4 rounds, that momentum, not only does it equalize things, but allows them to take victory here. So Fury, you've got to be careful. Don't feed into the habit of Netland. Feed into your own rounds. Give yourself that win. You're 3 away. You're so close, but at the same time, it feels like so far. And a crucial one here. You have the AWP, you have everything you need. Don't run the risk of breaking your own economy, or just having a crack at some wacky play.
Wacky indeed. Fury have one player towards CT. That's Stole. Keep in mind he has no utility whatsoever to hold this off anymore. And there's one more player back site, that's Bustum, who only has a flash. So look for Bustum to flash for this peak as soon as that smoke goes. Yeah, there goes the flash. Stole's going to stay top flowers. Bustum needs some help. Stole's waiting for them to cross. Bustum's doing a great job of not peeking, allowing his teammate to take first contact, and the damage is dealt as they'll come out with a man advantage with lovely play coming in from Bustum and Stole. Bustum gets 2. As Fury now have to retake B with man advantage, but look at the flank, look at the lurk. Bondus comes in, gets the first op shot missed, which gives Bondus even more room to work with. And it looks like Savy is just going to try to avoid him and ignore him. This is interesting.
Trade here and there. Gogi and Bondus both delivered up. Let's put us in this 1 versus 1. Trying to get on the bomb will be the AWP of Savy. He just lands a shot and gets that defused. Very little time for him to mess around there, but he does kind of focus up. I think that's what counts. As Fury, they go 14-8 up. They start to break the back of Netland, and about damn time too.
Sorry, I just realized I'm not wearing socks, and that made me sneeze and yawn. That's a thing. Like, if you don't notice it, yeah. Like, I have to sleep with... Me and James, Bardolph, have, like, the same thing, where if I don't sleep with socks, I actually sneeze a little bit. Snocks. Yeah. I sneeze if I don't. Yeah, snocks are a hybrid of socks and Crocs. It's like a fuzzy croc.
Oh, no. You brought Crocs into discussion now. Now I've gone from just curious to, am I okay with this? Crocs being brought into this discussion.
I actually cast in Crocs, so anyway...
Are Crocs acceptable? I don't know.
Yeah, they're socially acceptable as long as you only wear them to the grocery store in Avondale. So, 14-8. I'm gonna move on from my embarrassment as there's an op out for Savy. Mag 7 again for Berkey. As Bondus is starting to work down towards Boiler. He's thinking about it momentarily. But he's going to be mollied off. The bomb is towards mid, so Netland are very committed towards the A site right now. They have no one pushing B or no one lurking B. No pressure given towards Banana, which opens up an avenue for Berkey to push down with his Mag 7. As Bustum going to try to be the first line of defense. Lagger can't find the refrag from sight. Bustum comes out on top. And Savy with his op. This is a slaughter for Fury to get to 15 on the back of Bustum with a 3K.
A quick and decisive round, one that could be series ending. Netland, so much to do. And zero room for mistake. Pistols, a rule that they can use to defend themselves here. And one of the big mistakes is just how open they left Banana. They leave it for aggression to be mopped on up as Savy already starts strong, takes down one with an AWP and Mag 7. Gonna spark both of them out with a swift little double kill. And at least Felix and Broken in a 2 versus 5. Folks, I think we're coming to an end of this series. I think we have our victors. As Fury want to be the kingpins in their group, they will find it 16-8. They're Group D champions, Fury Gaming, as they are going to be well and truly happy with how this one has gone down, folks. This is all from